Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Preloaders, always good to have my preloaders with me. As always, I want to tell you guys, I appreciate you and I'm proud of you for setting the example of how important it is to be dedicated to being proficient in slow speed motorcycle operation, because it's very important. It really is very important. For those of you that have been here before and you're not preloaders and you'd like to be a preloader, all you have to do is subscribe to the channel and be dedicated to being proficient in slow speed motorcycle operation. That's it. Those are the two prerequisites. For those of you that have never been to this channel, I'll tell you something quickly about myself and the channel. My name's Robert. I'm a retired NYPD Highway Patrol motorcycle lieutenant. I did a wonderful 22-year career with the NYPD. 15 of those years were spent with the motorcycle unit. The name of this channel is called Robert Simmons Paying It Forward. And the purpose of this channel is twofold. The first purpose is me sharing my knowledge, experience, and training that I received from the NYPD Highway Patrol with you guys, with a focus on slow speed motorcycle operation. And the reason I focus on that is because that's the most important part of operating a motorcycle, because it requires 100% of your skill to keep this motorcycle upright 15 miles per hour or less without you putting your feet out. Okay, that's the first part of me paying it forward. Secondly, I want to make you be the boss of this motorcycle. And all that simply means is when you can control this motorcycle at low speeds with 100% confidence, without putting your feet out, without getting that feeling of uncertainty, when you're in 100% control, that's when you're the boss of this motorcycle. Okay, until then, the motorcycle is kind of the boss. Remember, when this motorcycle is at speed, it doesn't need that much input from you. In fact, you can jump off the motorcycle and it'll go by itself without you, as long as there's still power going to that rear wheel. All right. So the purpose is to make you be the boss of this motorcycle. That's why we emphasize practicing so much, because the more you practice, the more confident you're going to be. And it's just a matter of time before you become the boss of this motorcycle. I also hold practice sessions in the parking lot on a weekly basis. These practice sessions are free for my preloaders. Okay. And if you want to be put on the notification list of when practice sessions are coming up, all you have to do is send an email to this email address on the upper right-hand corner of your screen. And in that email, give me your name and just simply put, "I'm subscribed. Please add me to your notification list, your email notification list." And then it'll be done. So as I said, the main focus of this channel is advanced slow speed motorcycle operation. However, if there's anything that I feel is relevant to you guys or beneficial to you in any way, doesn't have to be related to a motorcycle, I'm going to share it with you. All right. So today's video is an update video. So I'm going to be updating you guys on a number of things. I'm going to update you guys on this backrest that I got, the Saddlemen seat that I got, now that I've ridden it some more. I'm going to update you on the stage 3 engine that I had put on here. And I'm going to give you an update on the jack. All right. So before I get to that, I had someone ask me in the comments, what is this string hanging from my handlebar? Now, I covered that in another video. That's Mark and Jake. They gave me that suggestion to put a hole, which there was already a hole in my floor protector for my kickstand. And that way, when I take my motorcycle off of the kickstand, I don't have to bend over to pick up the floor protector. Just pull the string up, take the string off the handlebar, put it in the saddlebag. Genius. Okay. So guys, remember, when I make my videos, I make it a point to always ask myself, am I telling them something that can help them? And if the answer is yes, I put it in the video. Now, if you guys like half watch a video and then in the comments, I see questions that clearly are in the video, all I'm going to do is refer you to that video. Okay. I understand that some of the videos are long and some people might skip through it. Just keep in mind that if you skip through a video, you're skipping information too. Now, I don't do ride videos. If it was a ride video and I'm just riding somewhere and you want to skip through that, I understand, because if it's all about the sights and you're going through it quickly, you might be able to see something and rewind it. But if I'm giving you information and you kind of fast forward through it, yeah, you could be missing out on stuff. So all I'll say to you guys is this. Here's my advice. As the viewer, you are always in 100% control. So what I mean by that is, if there's a 2-hour video, which I know is a long video, it doesn't mean you have to sit there for 2 hours and watch it, right? Watch that video in intervals if you have to, okay? The good thing about YouTube is it'll save your spot. Wherever you stop it, that's where it's gonna be when you go back. Or save it to your watch later playlist, okay? Every time you go to take a dump, take your phone with you and watch 10 minutes of it. You know, my point is you're always in control of how long you watch a video. And if there's something for you to gain from it, it might be worth watching the whole 2 hours. If there isn't, there isn't. If you only needed 10 minutes, that's fine. But the point is, I'm always trying to give as much information as possible. If it's a practice session video, I'm not going to break that video up into sections because I think that if you're watching it, you can be the one to break it up into the sections that you want. You be the editor based on what you want to watch. Okay? All right. So again, I want to thank Mark and Jake for this suggestion. And I want you guys to know that you are my preloaders and you're a part of my family as far as I'm concerned. And your opinion and your suggestions are always valued. Okay? Always valued, right? And that's why we're going to talk about that jack too. Okay. So the first thing I want to talk to you guys about is this backrest. Well, first of all, the seat. Now, I do want to report that this seat it's a winner. It's very comfortable. I'm very happy with it. Again, for those of you that don't know, this is a Saddlemen Dominator solo seat. And it did come with the rear pillion, which I don't have on right now. And that's the seat for the rear passenger, which is removable. I prefer the clean looks of it without it being on. And then this backrest is a game changer. It really is. It makes the motorcycle riding way more comfortable. Now, I always say, does it look cooler without this? Absolutely. But do you want to be cool or do you want to be comfortable? If I'm just riding around the block or riding around the neighborhood, I don't need it really. But anything 30 minutes or more, gotta have this. All right, so you guys know that one of the things I complained about mostly was the backrest and the fact that it's silver. And I think it looked, cheesy. And you guys gave me a lot of good suggestions, powder coated. At first I said I was going to spray paint it. A few preloaders told me don't spray paint it. And I was like, okay, fine. Because you guys know, if I don't know about something, I'm going to let you know I don't know. Okay. So if somebody told me don't spray paint it, powder coat it, that's exactly what I was going to do. But I'm happy to report that somebody from Saddlemen actually contacted me in the comment section. And basically they just said, thank you for doing the video. And that was it. So I responded to them about my concerns about this backrest and how it just looks cheesy. And that I was planning on doing something about it, but I felt like I shouldn't have to pay the money to do that. And the guy gave me his email address, told me to contact him. And I'm happy to report that here's what they sent me. So this is simply the same piece that silver piece is. Take the sticker off, but it's black. So I was very happy about that. And so now let's put it on. All right, guys, so all we have to do, there's a screw on this side, a screw on this side, and there's a washer on each side as well. I've already loosened it so it wouldn't take as long. Take that screw off and that washer. Put it in my pocket. Pull this screw straight out. I don't have to take the washer off of that. I'll leave that right there. Hopefully that doesn't fall. Now I also have to unscrew this just so I can take this part, the leather part, off. And that slides right off. Oh, look at that. There's something else to take off here that I did not see. So I just realized this first part that I took off, I didn't have to take that off. I could have left that on and just took off this part. So with that being said, Let me put this back on. Okay, and that's supposed to be loose so that this thing can move up and down easily. All right, and now, let's take off this side. Okay, and this also has a washer on each side. So it's the same screw setup as that first one I took off, which was a waste of time. Put that nut and that screw right there. This should come straight out. And now all I'm going to do is take this one out and replace it with this one. And we'll tighten this one all the way up. We don't want this moving. Okay, we can slide this thing back over this. No, that's not the way that was. It was over like this. Because it was all the way over this. And this was tucked under here. That's why it's a good idea sometimes, guys. When you're taking something apart, take a picture of it. Tuck this in here. Take a picture of it, you'll know exactly what it looked like. And then this screws back in. And I just hand tightened this. All right. All right, guys, so that looks much better, right? Much better. Well, let's look at it from the back because that's the part that was really bothering me. Much, much better. All right, that's much better, so I want to thank Saddlemen for that. That makes me a lot happier. I don't have to worry about powder coating anything or anything like that. So I had a problem with it, and they made it right, so I appreciate that. All right, what are we going to talk about next? Next update, the jack. So I got a lot of feedback from my preloaders, and again, I appreciate it. I appreciate all of your feedback. I appreciate you guys talking to me about which side of the motorcycle that you use to jack it up. A lot of people say they do it from the right side versus the left. I've always did it from the left side, but I'm the first person that will say, just because you always do something doesn't mean it's correct or it's the best way to do it. So I did say I was going to try to do it from the other side just to see, if I liked it more or if it worked for me more. But honestly, you guys, it just works better for me from this side. And the main reason I'm going to say that is because I store my motorcycle. You guys know I store it against this wall. So because I store it against that wall, it makes more sense for me to obviously have the jack on this side. And that way I can push it all the way against the wall. Okay. So I'm back to my old jack. I had two suggestions, a lot of J&S. A lot of people telling me go with J&S. So that's probably going to be the jack that I lean towards because that jack is actually compact, strong, but it's also made to move the motorcycle around while it's on it. Now, a few people suggested Pitbull jack to me, and I looked that jack up too. That jack is a kind of ostentatious. So, and not only that, I watched a video on that jack comparing it to J&S and comparing it to Harbor Freight. And that jack, because of the length of it, it has some bowing that can happen with it. It's not as rigid as the J&S jack. So I'm always going to do my due diligence. So I'll look at it a little further, but right now J&S is in the lead. But the bottom line is if a good number of my preloaders that have the J&S jack have recommended it, it's probably what I'm going to wind up getting. Okay. So again, I appreciate you guys for that. Okay. Next update, guys. I went to Harley Davidson today to pick up the motorcycle, and my update about the motorcycle, when I told you guys it wouldn't start, it had to have something to do with when I dropped it. The only thing that was confusing to me is I dropped the motorcycle. This was practice session number 8.1. I dropped it in the snowman's head. I picked it up, started it, went back into that figure eight, did it 2 more times, and then rolled around a little bit, and then I parked it, turned it off, and then when I came back to try to leave when we were done, it wouldn't start. So, I mean, I understand that if the motorcycle tips, it won't start right away sometimes, but I had already ridden it afterwards, so I don't know if it was some delay or whatever. And also my rear brakes were squealing, if you guys recall me saying that, so I had them check that. But I'm happy to report everything's fine with the motorcycle. I haven't had any problems starting it. They didn't have any problems. Everything they checked out, and the rear brakes were fine. They cleaned the rotors, but the pads, everything was fine. So happy to report that. Now, while I was at Harley Davidson, I spoke to the guy that deals with customization. His name is Dave. Again, this is Harley Davidson of Savannah. And I talked to him about handlebars. And they just so happened to have a Street Glide in the back that had the poor Yaffe 12-inch handlebars. So I sat on that. Now, the thing about those handlebars also is not just that they're higher, they're also wider. So if you're going to go that route, just keep that in mind, that when you turn your handlebars all the way, if they're wider, now it's a longer reach. Scooting up on the seat will probably take care of that, but that all depends on how tall you are, how long your arms are. I am going to go with the 12-inch. You know, I was having a big debate the debate was with myself. I really didn't want to remove these mirrors. I like the way they look. It looks finished. It's a nice sized mirror. You know, I'm not into, the mirrors have to be practical, right? They have to be, as far as I'm concerned. Because if they look real cool, but the mirror is this narrow and you really can't see, you know, it's counterproductive as far as I'm concerned. So again, guys, my goal is always practicality first and look second, because this is a dangerous machine. So there's no reason to make it more dangerous so it looks cooler. All right, you follow? Okay. So what I'm going to do is, and I didn't want to just take these mirrors off and put those plugs in because I just don't like the way that looks. It looks unfinished. So what I am going to do is, it was suggested to me that I can put tweeters in those holes. And I am going to have to wind up going with the speakers that go above the handlebar. You know, it is what it is. I'm just going to have to, because it's happening more often than not where I'm making sharp turns and either the clutch lever or the front brake lever is hitting my leg. And it's just a matter of time before it's going to cause something to happen. So I just have to deal with the whole mirror situation. All right, so that's in the works. I just have to do my due diligence first to see how much these handlebars cost outside of Harley. At Harley, these handlebars are they're $400. So if I can find the poor Yaffe 12-inch chrome handlebars less than $400, I don't care if it's $10 less, I'll get it from them and then provide it to Harley. But with Harley altogether, with the handlebars and the labor, I think it's about $2,200. So that's something that's in the works. And lastly, guys, as far as updates for the motorcycle, I'm going to upgrade this. I'm going to upgrade this stereo system, and I'm still doing due diligence when it comes to that, and checking boxes here and figuring out what I'm going to do here and there. And I'll keep you guys apprised of that. The next thing I want to give you guys an update on is the Stage 3 kit that I put on this engine. So what I will tell you is, let me see something. I am at 472.4 miles. So remember, I need 500 miles to break this in. So I'm not even going to tell you the date that I got this done. Although all you have to do is go back and look at the YouTube video and you'll see the day that at least I put the video out. But it's been a while, and most of you guys would have did 1,500 miles by now. But I'm almost there. I'm going to get there. But what I will tell you is I do like it so far. I don't have any complaints about the power. Again, I haven't really gotten crazy with it because I'm not exactly at 500. The only thing that I'm going to improve on it is the sound. That's the only thing that I want to improve about it, is the sound. But as far as the power, even though I really haven't gotten into it, just what I've experienced so far, it's good. All right. It's better than what I had. I can tell you that much. And lastly, here's what I want to share with you guys. It's got nothing to do with the motorcycle, but it could have something to do with the motorcycle because it has something to do with your garage. And what do I always tell you guys? This garage is an extension of your home. So take care of it like you would your home. All right. So if you guys watched the video that I made on the garage being an extension of your home and the air conditioner that I put in here and, you know, all this other stuff, you know that one of the things I said is one of the goals is to get as many things as you can off of the floor. All right. That's how you maximize the storage space in your garage, but it also makes things look better. Okay. So you guys see this? I got a tool bag here. I got a tool bag there, and I got a Allen wrench set on the floor, and I want to get them off the floor, but they're heavy. So where am I going to put them? There's no room over here. I got my tool chest over here. So I bought this, and I got this from Sam's, and my idea was to put one tool bag on the top, one tool bag under it. And whenever I'm doing any projects or whatever, usually I have to bring that tool bag and I put it on the table or whatever. But I said, you know what? I can actually roll it to where I want to use it. And it's already kind of at my waist level. So perfect. I don't have to do a lot of bending over. So I picked it up. Sam's. Then I saw this on Sam's. This got a lot of good reviews. This has 3 levels, 2, 3. So now I can put one tool bag here, another one here, and the shelves are adjustable. You can make them as high as you want. And then on the last one, I can put that Allen wrench set. Perfect. So I decided that I'm going to go with the heavy duty one. Also, this one has a 500 pound capacity. This one has a 400 pound capacity. This one says 200 pounds per shelf. So I don't need that much weight. The chrome one's going to look better anyway. So I'm going to put the chrome one together, return the other one. Also, the chrome one wasn't available in the store. I had to order that one. This one was, the 2 shelf one was available in the store. So I'm going to put it together, and I'm not going to take you guys through the process of putting it together. So I'll do this thing right here. All right, guys, so that's much better, much better. I got my ratchet set at the bottom, a tool bag in the middle, my main tool bag on the top, and I even took my tool belt and attached it to here. And, you know, this is much better. Everything's off the floor, and now it's taking up 1 footprint instead of 3 different footprints. So now, as you guys can see, I can freely move this around. All 4 of the wheels steer. So easily maneuverable. It also came with protectors, or actually it's basically giving the shelves a foundation, a bottom, so that you can drop stuff on it and it won't fall right through. Came with 1 for each level. And now, you know, if I want to work on something, I can roll this right to where I need it. I don't have to worry about setting up a table like I normally do. I don't have to worry about doing a lot of bending over. So yeah, I highly recommend getting something like this if you feel the need for it. If you don't feel the need for it, then obviously. The casters are nice and big, so it rolls nicely. The wheels lock. 2 of the wheels lock at least. So I highly recommend it. Also, guys, I like to say I'm not sponsored by Sam's. This is a Members Mark product. That's their line. All right, they didn't provide it to me. I bought it myself. But as I always say, if I have something that I think will be beneficial to you or informative to you, I'm going to share it with you. All right, because you're my preloaders, you're my family. This motorcycle community is so tight. It's so much positivity, so much love. And I'm not just talking about towards me. I'm talking about amongst all of us. So I'm going to put a link for this in the description. And if you're looking for a link for the Saddlemen seat, you have to go to the video that I did on the Saddlemen seat. Okay? All right, guys. So that's going to do it for me. All right. I hope that all of the updates that I gave you were either helpful or entertaining or just informative. Okay, at the least. All right. As I always tell you guys, spend more time being thankful for the things that you have and less time complaining about the things that you don't. I'd like to give a shout out to my brothers and sisters in blue. Please be careful out there and know that you are appreciated. I'd also like to thank all of my preloaders that have contributed to the channel. I appreciate it. Every little bit that you give is always appreciated. Everything that you guys do is appreciated, and you know that. That's how I am. I don't take anything for granted. So, of course, that includes your contributions to the channel. That includes anything you send to me. That includes your emails. That includes your comments. It's all appreciated. All right. If any of you other preloaders out there would like to contribute to the channel to help support my channel, you can send donations to this email on the upper right-hand corner of your screen via Zelle or Venmo. And if there's anything else you'd like me to have, you can send it to this address right here. Special shout out to the NYPD Highway Patrol Motorcycle Unit, particularly Highway 1 because that's where I used to work, and the Highway District Motorcycle School because they are the ones that taught me how to ride this motorcycle the way I ride it. All right, but as I always say, this is a perishable skill. If you don't use it, you're going to lose it. And what I mean by that is if you don't practice, you're going to lose parts of it. How about that? Okay? And the purpose and the goal is always to keep your confidence up. All right, guys? So again, practice, 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 because practice breeds confidence, and a confident rider is a safe rider. Until next time, guys.